welcome to Starting Up with startups from the media, the web and hospitality even. It's quite a diverse lineup for you on the show today. Let's take a look then at what's coming your way over the next half hour. On the show today, your search for Indian images has just ended its Imagesbazzar on What's Your Story. A growth fund from one of India's largest corporate houses, TVS Capital, on capital ideas. And finally, can brands engage their audience better by quizzing them with questions? It's Trolley on our elevator pitch. Now, if you work in the media or the advertising industry, you probably know just how frustrating it is when you're trying to source that perfect image, especially if you're working on an India campaign. Well, here's a young startup that's actually trying to come up with a solution for that problem. They're building the country's largest image database. Here's Imagesbazzar on What's Your Story.
Capturing moments to recreate them into something truly special. Well, Imagesbazzar, a one-stop shop, does exactly that. At a time when global companies were altering their menus and taglines to impress the Indian masses, Imagesbazzar clicked onto the opportunity, one which gave the advertising world an Indian face.
The idea was very simple, that if it's a campaign for the Indian market, for an Indian prospective client, what's the point of using a foreign face? So an Indian client can only connect with an Indian face. So that was the whole point when we started with this thing, and even now we actually focus on this core area of expertise of ours.
With the world record in fashion photography and a Young Achievers Award under his belt, Sandeep Maheshwari has come a long way from the time when he started his journey as a freelance photographer. So after clicking aspiring models himself, Sandeep took the plunge by giving others like him a chance through Imagesbazzar in 2006. But like any good photograph, it took some time and patience before getting that perfect frame.
I knew about photography, so we were very good in terms of photography. But the challenge was, this was not just about photography, it was more about IT. And I was not from the IT background, so many times initially when we launched the site used to get down for hours and hours. And when I used to talk to the IT team, especially the software guys, they said that it's the problem at the hardware end, at the server end. And similar kind of reply I got it from the hardware people, that it's because of the programming fault and because of which we are facing all these issues. So the initial period, basically for initially 4 to 6 months, was very, very challenging.
So Sandeep learned the hard way and took time out to get his site operational. While the global stock photography market is pegged at $2 billion with the presence of players like Getty Images, Corbis and iStock Photos, the Indian market for images is as little as $10 million. But with a team of 50 photographers and thousands freelancers, Imagesbazzar expects to dominate the Indian market.
We have an in-house team of around 55 people who are working on a full-time basis in different departments. And that includes 8 full-time photographers. We have tie-ups with almost all the leading photographers all over India. So we outsource these shoots and we get it done from them. 3, we represent content of more than 10,000 photographers from all over India. If something gets sold, they get 50% out of it. So it's a typical revenue sharing model which is there in place.
यहाँ पर हमें करीब 2.5 साल हो गए और लगभग सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स पर हम शूट करते हैं, फीमेल, मेल, बिजनेस, इस टाइप से जो शॉट्स होते रहते हैं, मतलब शूट्स होते हैं, चलते रहते हैं, आउटडोर भी शूट्स होता है, इंडोर भी शूट्स होते हैं, प्रोडक्ट शूट्स भी होते हैं, फूड शूट्स भी होते हैं. तो उसमें जो भी हम जो शूट करते हैं बेसिकली उसको हम सोचते हैं कि एक फाइन आर्ट तरीके से किस तरह से हम प्रेजेंट करें.
The prints are later sold to clients who use them to create marketing campaigns, brochures and billboards. It's been of great use to firms like Delhi-based ad agency Gratisads. They've been using Imagesbazzar for last 3 years, and the biggest positive for them has been the amount of time they save in bringing out a new campaign.
Whenever I think of a campaign, I was asking for the modeling agencies to provide the models, and then selection of the model, then selection of the photographer, and even the price is also a constraint. You know, I used to spend 50,000 lakhs of rupees for modeling and this kind of shooting. And nowadays, because of this Imagesbazzar came into the Indian images, it's very simple now. Where earlier I used to take weeks and 15 days to turn out a campaign. Now even I am so confident within 2-3 hours I can bring out any campaign like that.
We have a very simple pricing structure on our website. It's based upon the kind of rights that people want. If the client wants an exclusive right to use that particular image, so they can take that particular image for a particular time period. So during that particular time period, that image will be removed from our website, so that that client retains the exclusivity to use that image. But if the campaign is not very big, then usually clients go in for non-exclusive rights.
Over 7,000 clients use Imagesbazzar, clients that have helped the company to do a turnover of 10 crore rupees last year. The firm projects revenues of 20 crore by 2012. One great photo doesn't make an album. Far from resting on its laurel, product innovation targeted at both advertisers and photographers is going to keep them busy over the next few years. In a time when 3D content is ruling the roost, Imagesbazzar is not far behind. Giving a new dimension to life, 3D photography or 3D content is next on the click for Imagesbazzar.
And from images, it's short films that Sandeep is going to try his hand at next. We wish him all the best. Time for us then to take a breather here on the show. But coming up, a growth fund backed by one of India's largest corporate houses. It's TVS Capital up next.